August 25th, Tuesday. The president continues to work in the Kremlin. Today is a day without public events. Internal meetings are underway. Among other things, the president will continue to deal with regional issues. This is a constant component of the work schedule of the head of state. Today, the president will meet with the governor of the Stavropol territory, Vladimir Vladimirov. All other meetings will be internal, not public. This is as far as the president's schedule is concerned. Do you have any questions? Hello, Dmitry Sergeyevich, Ekaterina Kolkina, TASS. The president of Finland, Alexander Stubb, said earlier that the strikes of the Kiev regime in the depths of Russia, including the attacks on the avant-garde, increase the cost and price of war for our country, for Russia. Therefore, it is a reasonable military strategy on the part of Ukraine and requires support. And you said yesterday that the strikes on the marketplaces once again emphasized the essence of the Kiev regime. What do the words of support for such actions say about the Europeans, in particular about Stubb? And how will this affect Russia's position? You know, Mr. Stubb really made such statements. Well, apart from surprise, this does not cause anything. After all, just a few weeks earlier, the president of Finland spoke about the need to establish relations with Russia sooner or later. And he said that it should be done sooner rather than later. But now we see that such escalating statements have taken hold. Mr. Stubb is also a prominent representative of the War Party, together with the Prime Minister of Great Britain. They have distinguished themselves in the last few days by such military statements. They want the war to continue. They deceive their voters by saying that it is possible to defeat Russia. This is a very big deception, and they apparently refuse to pay attention to the realities that exist on Earth. One more question, please. Thank you. Can I ask one more question? Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, please. EBU, go ahead. Good afternoon. Thank you. Alisa Boykova, European News Agency. Today, the media reported that a U.S. Air Force military transport plane crashed into Vnukovo. Could the Kremlin comment on this? Perhaps reveal details of some new visit? Thank you. No, I do not have such information. Thank you. One more question, please. Business FM, can I ask a question? Who are you asking? Business FM. Go ahead. Can I ask a question? Yes, please, Business FM. Thank you. Thank you. Why was it necessary to issue a temporary control order in the event of a failure to provide security measures at critical infrastructure enterprises? Are there any plans to intensify the measures to ensure the safety of enterprises and their owners? Of course, we plan to intensify them. We face the obvious threat of drone attacks against critical infrastructure and objects that have a critical impact on the economy and the social sphere of our country. And often, the owners of enterprises do not pay proper attention to measures to ensure anti-drone security. Taking into account the policy of the Western countries, we have just spoken about the statements of the Stubb, the British premiers, one after another. This statement says that such a military line, an aggressive line towards our country, continues. Accordingly, we must take measures. We must ensure our own security. But in the context of this presidential decree, I would like to draw your attention to the statement of the First Deputy Prime Minister, Manturov, who gave an exhaustive explanation. Go ahead. Business FM. If you could speak up a little louder, we can't hear you. Business FM, Nikita Putyatin. Today, Sergei Lavrov meets with the Secretary of State of the Holy See, Paul Goffer. Will the Ukrainian question be raised at this meeting, do you think? And did the representative of the Vatican bring any message from the Western countries? I have no doubt that the Ukrainian question will be raised. But as for the details, I recommend that you contact my colleague Masha Zakharov. We are talking about the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Go ahead. Thank you. Star News. I can't hear you. Speak up. Star News. May I? Go ahead. Thank you very much. Mr. President, we have seen the information that you would like to evaluate the statement of the co-chairman of the coalition of those who wish to prepare for the deployment of a foreign contingent in Ukraine after the end of the conflict. Why are these statements being made again, and how can they be evaluated? Thank you. This is a very important question and a very important topic. This is not the first time that it has been said about the intention to deploy military contingents of the countries that are members of the North Atlantic Alliance on the territory of Ukraine. The statement is made after the end of the conflict. But in fact, we have repeatedly reiterated our position at various levels that it is unacceptable for us to deploy foreign military contingents of the countries of the North Atlantic Alliance. Thank you. Go ahead. Dmitry Sergeyevich, may I? Go ahead. Thank you very much. Zelensky said on the eve that a possible option for the settlement and completion of hostilities would be the creation of a buffer-free economic zone in Donbass under the control of a third country. According to him, this option is now being discussed by the United States, Europe, and Ukraine. He also said that Kiev would be ready to discuss a moratorium on strikes on the energy infrastructure on a mutual basis. How would you comment on the words of the Ukrainian president? Of course, it is unacceptable to discuss the various details that may appear in the various proposals on the various modalities of the peace process in public. Therefore, I would not like to do this. The only thing I would say in this context is that Donbass is a territory of the Russian Federation. It is a subject of the Russian Federation. This is the only comment that I would like to make at once. Go ahead. I am sorry, but it is unlikely that a third party can manage the regions of the Russian Federation. Go ahead. BBC News. Yes, go ahead. Thank you. Steve Rosenberg, BBC. Do you expect or plan to hold a meeting with the representative of the U.S. administration in Moscow this week in the Kremlin? No, there are no such plans. Thank you. Anything else? Ross Paltrow, go ahead, please. Hello, thank you. Medvedev said that Russia is hoping to win the special military operation in the foreseeable future. The president spoke about this earlier. Could you explain what this means? Will there be any deadlines? And what kind of victory will be seen in the Kremlin, on the battlefield or on the diplomatic field? Thank you. I can assure you that we are not only hoping, we are sure that this victory will be, and what means it will depend on the current situation. Russia continues to remain open to peaceful means of settlement, but in the absence of such means, we continue the special military operation. Anything else? Thank you. Let's have a final question if there is one. Dmitry Sergeyevich, can I have one more? Go ahead, Reuters, please. Thank you very much. Returning to the decree on the temporary management of strategic enterprises, do you know if there are already applicants for this measure? The situation will be analyzed. It will be analyzed, first of all, by the government, by the relevant departments, and where security measures are not taken in critical areas, the relevant proposals will be submitted, which will be analyzed and then drawn up in the form of specific decisions. Thank you very much. Thank you.